You fly halfway across the country, you're super hyped at a Tony Robbins event, you're meeting lots of like-minded people, and you're 100% certain that you're about to start your entrepreneurial business or to leave a relationship you don't enjoy or whatever else. You're 100% certain in that context. You're around that energy, you're around those people, you're 100% certain. And you get home, and then all the stuff associated with your home lights up again. Job, relationship, habits, all of it comes back all at once. And it feels like the stuff halfway across the country could be fake, could be a joke, who knows? Because the mind's not trying to give you the best possible life you can live or tell you the most objective truth. It's like, you're uncomfortable with the idea that you failed. Let me give you some rationalizations for why it's okay to have failed. It's not like our mind is against us. It's just that it is supporting us in feeling better again so that it can focus its efforts on something else, which is often just doing the same shit it's always doing. This was something I didn't realize when I had lost a ton of weight while living with my parents. And I still had the same habits and the same temperament and the same everything as had before I lost weight. But then when I got a new job and moved to a new city, I had a blank slate. I had no existing context in that place. So just like when you're traveling and maybe you're a little more spontaneous and a little more engaged because it's a new environment. And that's how it was to just start a brand new context where like, I am this weight, I don't know anyone. Everything now is fresh. And that's how I went from playing video games all day to trying improv and public speaking and all these new things that involved a lot of people that would have seemed terrifying to that other context of me. But this contextual thing seems very significant. And the most absurd and frustrating thing for me is whenever I would visit my parents while I was in the middle of meditation and journaling and learning emotional intelligence, pretty much never getting angry, never getting triggered for months and months and months at a time. And then I would go home and one innocuous comment, and I'm like an angsty teenage boy again. And it's very difficult to live with it. And I was building a lot of tension because of trying to understand what the fuck is going on in that case and why can't I control it. And then I would be upset about being upset and triggered about being triggered, and things got worse. I kicked off this project a few months ago. After 8 years of not losing weight, I started losing weight again. I'm down 50 pounds. Special video for that coming next week. I had some friends come over and the same things triggered. The context of my brain, what it associated with those people, it all came back. I wanted to just watch shitty movies and eat carbs and fat and sugar and everything else that I've been mostly avoiding the last 75 days in a row or whatever it has been now. And it was amazing to experience this time, and I'm very grateful for it. I had put certain things in place that in case something like this comes up, I could prevent it from happening or prevent it from entirely stopping me from doing it. And here's those 3 things that helped me stick to it this time. Number 1, my living room is littered with exercise equipment, camera equipment. The main project I care about now is the fitness and the YouTube, and I'm reminded by it everywhere I turn. The second is I have a long list of habits that are tied to these activities. While I can only really cook food when I need to eat or exercise on the days I need to exercise, I have other habits tied to YouTube, such as script writing and filming and editing and all these other things that can knock me back into the context where I was super excited about this project, even if I was knocked slightly to the side momentarily. And lastly, this right here, YouTube. Anytime I screw up or I feel like I'm thrown off or I'm doing something wrong, instead of having to justify to myself and rationalize like, oh, well, you didn't really care about the fitness and diet that much anyways. Yeah, right. I can say, hey, here's how I screwed up for a weekend. I ate more carbs than usual. I ate more fat than usual. I didn't track every calorie I ate. And also, here's how I got back on track without making myself miserable and everything else. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what's changed. I am conscious of the fact that I will be different in different contexts. When I see my parents, when I see old friends, it's going to trigger certain things. Things I'm excited about when I'm by myself will seem less exciting or weird when I'm in that context, and I accept it. I don't fight it. I give myself the peace of mind to know that I have strategies in place to come back to myself when I need to, that I can get back on track. It might take a little bit more discipline, a little more willpower to start again after I'm interrupted by something that I screw up for a few days, but I have everything in place. that I can continue and rebuild this context where I'm doing fitness and YouTube and everything else. That's made it feel much better because this thing is super insidious. It's so often that I've done a project I'm super excited about for months, and then I give up on it after one bad weekend because I'm in a different context and my brain thinks it's silly and stupid to keep that project I really care about going. And I was just very sick of giving up on projects with something that was like a mind virus, where it's just like in my brain and telling me that, you know, the last few months were a lie and really you should give up because it's much easier to do this other thing and give up instead. So I didn't want to do that. I have systems in place. I'm happy that they work. And even as my friends left and I was like, yeah, YouTube and fitness and stuff is stupid. And it's not like they're like that. They've never said those things. But that is what I associated myself and them together to mean. Instead, I was like, this is gonna be content. I'm gonna talk about it. I don't have to feel bad about it. That's just how it is. Maybe other people experience it too. And now I'm converting a slip up into a strength, and that feels awesome. One like will help you remind yourself to stay on track. A subscribe will help you stay on track long term. And until next time, I'm Alex, and this was me coexisting with all my weird mental patterns.